I'm on speakerphone, guys. I think most of you people know that, the situation I have at home. And Renova's tested positive. I'm just doing preventive measures for my daughter. I invite you all to stand for the opening prayer, which I'm going to recite today. Father, we trust that you don't want us to waste a moment of our life fretting. Please calm our racing hearts and fill our troubled minds with hope and our spirits with peace. Assure us that this virus that has come against us will not prosper, and you have a plan and a purpose for each of us in this time of turmoil. Show us your ways, Lord, and grant us the courage to follow where you lead. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right. I'd like to call this meeting of the Hancock County Commission, Thursday, March 26, 2020, 2:30 p.m. to order. Roll call.
Mr. President, 2 Hancock County Commissioners are present, 1 via conference call.
All right, thank you. First item on the agenda is the approval of meeting minutes from March 12th, March 17th, and March 18th.
Move to approve as written.
Questions? Additions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0. All right. Under government presentations, we have an update on COVID-19, and I understand Jeremy and Jackie are both in there, so whichever one of you two would like to go first, you're more than welcome.
Okay, Joe, I'll go ahead, and I'm just going to speak briefly, and then I'll let Jackie go ahead and talk about the rest. I'd just like to reiterate a few of the following safety precautions for the general public, and that's stay at home, a reminder to keep a safe distance, 6 feet apart if you are out, continue to wash your hands often, and cover coughs and sneezes. The other point I'd like to make is, as far as county information relating to this, if they follow our social media pages, we're updating county information real time as we get it. So that's where the public's going to get the best information and the most reliable information relating to Hancock County.
When would those sites be?
They're Facebook sites, and we can get that information out because it's easier to type it out versus say what it is to search. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. That's all I had, Jackie. I'll let you go.
Oh, that was brief.
I told you.
Well, I could tell you a couple of the websites just to continue on him. We have one on Facebook for Hancock County Health Department. On that website, if you like ours, you'll also like West Virginia Association of Local Health. They carry throughout our whole state. Any of the health departments, what's going on, that information's available too. And then they have the coronavirus.wv.gov, that's the state. I'll just briefly touch that we had a positive recognized last evening that we kind of knew about yesterday, but it was not a positive in our county at that point. It actually ended up being a Jefferson County, Ohio resident. It wasn't even tested in Hancock County, so I think the reporting lab had put it into the wrong slot, and then the state recorded it as being a Hancock County positive. So with that being said, moving on to today, but we do now have a positive confirmed case in Hancock County. I have a press release that I can share with everybody, and that will be going out to all the association of press. But all that I can tell you is that it's a Hancock County resident. I'm not going to share any demographics with anybody or any of the specifics of it yet. It's still pretty early in the investigation too. But anybody that has association, family, friends, general public that might have been in contact, work-related, will be contacted to see what their involvement was. So anybody in the household would be under separate isolation with the positive patient. Anybody that would be in contact would then be under a quarantine type situation. So if there would be 2 people in a household with a positive, they would have to isolate themselves in one portion of the house. And try to stay distantly, disinfecting and cleaning often. So with that being said, just a little bit about the process that we'll be going through. We'll do a daily monitoring of that patient, checking their symptoms and temperatures. They'll also be in contact with their family physician or other healthcare workers monitoring. It's usually a 14-day process or till their illnesses improve, and then we start checking on the others associated with. So it doesn't stop with us saying we have a positive in Hancock County. The process is just nearly beginning. And then we could get other cases come in, or we could get other cases associated with the first case. So it's a process coming for our 5-man or members of our health department. So we will be working diligently to get through this. A little bit about the process. When we get a case, it's reportable within 24 hours of the positive. So any private lab or our public lab has to report it to the state within 24 hours. So it's kind of what happened yesterday with the mix-up. Quest was the lab that reported it, and we had minimal information. So I guess the update happens with the state about 4 o'clock, where they're gathering the information, getting ready to put out the numbers thing. But I think what the key is, we're going to have a positive, and we might have several positives. But if we continue to do what we're supposed to, stay at home, only go out for essential things that need to be done. Secretary Crouch just put out one today on the governor's address regarding elective surgeries or non-emergent surgeries, canceling those, and he's defined it in 3 separate categories of what's required. Dr. Marsh from WVU said he finally, even though we're continuing to see more and we're seeing positive, it's almost to a point of if we do what we're supposed to be, we haven't seen that curve drop yet, but we're seeing it stabilizing off. So it's essential that people adhere to staying home. Don't go out. Now, it was questioned about out in the air and enjoying the pub. Yes, but still social distancing. That doesn't mean you're going to pick up a game of basketball with a group of people. It's like single walks with your dog in the park or something to that effect. But the rest of the stuff is, if you can stay home, then you don't ever have that possibility of coming in contact with someone that might have it. Do you guys have any questions for me? Jeremy, was there anything else you wanted me to?
I do, Jackie. And we know the person's name isn't public, but how far back will they have to go with contact? How many days?
It depends on that particular situation, but it's usually upon onset of the symptoms.
Okay. So it'd just be a few days, and doubtful that it would be a couple weeks, right?
Right. That's something about this novel virus. It's not like always a black and white that we know, oh, this is when it's going to develop on day 3 or day 7 or what day it might. So that's why we say stay at home, because someone could have it right now and not displaying any symptoms, and you're sitting there having a social contact with them, and then 5 days from now you present with those symptoms.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Does anybody else have any questions?
I'm just going to say this is kind of my philosophy too, but the testing is going on, and we have a drive-through presently at Thomas and Run. We're doing screenings because we still have to meet the criteria set by the CDC and our government. in West Virginia. So we are screening, and for the last 3 days have taken testing to be sent away. We're averaging about 20 people a day that are meeting the criteria for us. But I wanted you to know the testing is taking place in Hancock County too. Now we'll probably stop the drive-through tomorrow through the efforts of all of our community partners. And then that testing will take place where it always has, say like Change Incorporated or Weir Medical Center or any of the local hospitals that are doing the drive-through process. But in my opinion, at this point, we know it exists. We know there's positives. We know it's here. I think it's more important the social distancing and the stay at home is the key factor to kind of squash this virus.
Then the drive-through, that has to be referred to by your physician, correct?
We have to get approval through our state lab to do that.
Okay.
And we have physicians on site that do approve it at that point.
Okay, thank you.
But if you were to call the courthouse, as they had on TV, call the health department. Someone at the health department determines whether that person can come and
We
be
have
tested.
the criteria that needs to be met, and it's gone through intensively by 2 to 3 people.
Do you find a need to do more than 20 tests a day? The average that you're doing now?
As of today, I would say no. In the beginning, before it's determine what we are doing, everybody thought they could just come and get tested.
Right.
We planned to have maybe some people that we would have to tell to call the number. I think we had 3 people that we had to turn away to, get screened to be tested.
Okay.
And thank you for Romas for providing nourishment for the volunteers and staff today. Appreciate it.
Welcome. Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you.
Okay, Jackie and Jeremy, I think on behalf of the commission, we can't thank you enough for all your efforts and what you're doing and the hours that you're working, and we know it's a lot, and I firmly believe that you have the best interest of the citizens at mind in everything that you guys do, and hopefully anything you need, we'll try to be there for you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, and if you guys want to leave, I won't hold you back.
Perfect. I got a few phone calls I got to make, so I appreciate the time.
Thank you. Be safe.
Okay.
Thanks.
Just a little update, some of the stuff that the courthouse and the commissioners have been taking care of. We did get a press release out about the hours that we were working, and that has since changed. We are basing everything we do, that paper we got from the West Virginia Association of Counties that follows reports county operations and continuity of government guidelines. And so far, we've done everything that they have asked us. We're going to discuss some courthouse hours just a little bit down the agenda. We are trying to make our employees as safe as possible. On our commission website, if you go under the commission, there is a special link to the COVID-19 update, and we are keeping that as up to date as possible. And that is the reason we are still filming this meeting, because of the generosity of Rick Smith and Harry, they have been making CDs of our emergency meetings, and we're trying to get them on the website as soon as possible. So with that said, Jeff or Paul, do you need anything to add?
No,
No.
not this time.
Okay. So next item is correspondence. Roger Buddy Stewart, President of the Hancock County Old Timers Fair, requesting reimbursement for invoices related to the 2019 Old Time Fair.
Move to approve.
Okay. Are there any questions? The total of that request is $4,801.50, and right off the bat, I don't remember what we actually committed to them. So
It's typically 5,000.
that's what I thought. Okay. So any other questions on that? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Hancock County Parks and Recreation Board, notification of the hiring of Harold Potts for the position of summer maintenance effective April 1, 2020. I think we just need to make this a matter of record. Is that correct?
Yes. Move to make it a matter of record.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. All right, consideration to approve to update courthouse hours of operation. What we're doing in the courthouse is the offices are manned by phone. There's a drop box in the foyer. There's a security guard that, should you need anything beyond that, will be willing to explain to you what's going on. There's also a telephone there. Gentlemen, do we have any ideas what we want to keep as standard hours of operation that the phones are manned?
Move that we have the hours from 8:30 in the morning until 3:30 in the afternoon.
8:30 to 3 o'clock?
3:30,
3:30?
correct.
Is there any questions?
That'll be for each department, correct?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. If anything needs added, if anything comes up, you know how this thing's been changing daily, we'll just have to make adjustments from there.
And again, that is for employees, that is not for public traffic.
Correct, employees only. All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Consideration of approval to advertise to remove cemetery decoration.
Move to approve.
Hey, what this is just a notification that's going to go out that these will be removed. Need to be removed if anybody wants to keep them by April 13th. Otherwise, they will probably be disposed of due to grass cutting that has to go on. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. Consideration of approval to adopt a resolution to continue to participate in the Northern Panhandle Home Consortium for fiscal year 2020. Is there a motion to approve?
Move to approve.
Questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. Consideration of approval of a resolution of support for the Ohio Valley Port Authority. Gentlemen, what this is there's an area between Pennsylvania state line to the north of us, down to as far as Jackson County on the West Virginia side. It has no port authority, and what they want to do, they just track the traffic and the cargo that's moved up and down the river. It's nothing more than just being a part of a system that's worldwide, how much traffic and product flows through our area. So with that said, is there a motion to approve this resolution?
Move to approve as presented.
Questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. All right, under the sheriff. I don't know if the sheriff's in there or not, but consideration of approval to enter into a contractual agreement with the Division of Justice and Community Services for the Prevention Officer Grant Renewal for fiscal year July 2020 through June 30th, 2021.
I move that we approve this pending the application being submitted to the commission for review.
Okay, are there any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Consideration of approval to enter into a contractual agreement with the Division of Justice and Community Services for the Drug Task Force Grant Renewal July 1, 2020 through June 30, 2021. Is there a motion to approve?
Move to approve also pending on the application being submitted to the County Commission for approval.
Okay? And the reason being for that is the county needs to keep track of the amount of money they're applying for grants, and once that would reach a certain point in the dollar value, and I believe it's $750,000, then there are other forms of paper that need to be completed with that. And the best way to track that is through the commission office. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Item number 4 is consideration of approval of the vacation buyback program.
We
Is there a
skipped,
motion to approve?
there was one skipped on there, number 3.
I'm sorry. We'll go back to that. Is there a motion to approve the vacation buyback program? For a second time, is there a motion to approve the vacation buyback program? The item dies for a lack of motion, and that can be brought up at any other time further down the road. Thank you. Consideration of approval to apply for a Homeland Security grant.
Move to approve.
Questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. Under the prosecutor, consideration of approval for the United Bank to serve as a depository for the Hancock County Commission.
Move to
Is there a
approve.
motion to approve?
Move to approve.
Question? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Under finance, do we have any, is there a motion to approve the exoneration orders?
Move to approve as presented.
Questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0. We have one county commission travel. Commissioner Davis?
Gentlemen, being that this is a personal matter dealing with the reimbursement of travel, I need to recuse myself at this time.
The commissioner has left the room.
Commissioner Davis's reimbursement is $1,276.73.
I make a motion that we approve the travel for Commissioner Davis. Questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 2-0, one recuse.
In just a moment, we'll bring Mr. Davis back in the room.
Okay.
Jeff.
Commissioner Davis back in the room.
All right. Item C, approval of general county bills. Ms. Karen?
They are $12,162.41 for general county. P card is $24,940.09.
Is there a motion to pay the bills?
Move to pay the bills.
Questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. Approval of animal shelter levy fund bills and requisitions.
They're okay to pay.
Move to approve.
Questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Library levy fund bills and requisitions.
They're okay to pay as well.
Move
Is there a
to,
motion to approve?
move to approve.
Questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. And approval of shelter workshop levy fund bills and requisitions.
2 requisitions submitted and they're okay to pay.
Move to approve.
Questions? Oh, is there a motion to approve?
Move to approve.
Questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. Okay, since I'm not there, I'm gonna guess who's where. Ms. Karen?
Nothing today, thank you.
Mr. Lucas?
Just on behalf of the prosecutor's office, we hope everyone is safe. And now that we have a positive, we hope that person recovers in a healthy fashion. And best wishes to everybody.
Okay.
Sheriff is in the room.
Sheriff is in the room?
Yes.
Sheriff Fletcher?
Yes.
Just want to express to the people that they need to follow the guidelines set forth by the governor as well as the president, to be safe and to know that your sheriff's department is still on the job 24/7, answering calls, and wishing everybody well and safe.
Thank you. Over to Valerie. Ms. Valerie?
Nothing today, Joe.
Nothing?
No.
Nothing on the election?
The girls are getting, they changed the rules now. If you haven't heard, everybody is going to get a chance to vote absentee ballot. So the state is going to be getting us postcards that they're going to be sending out to every citizen, and they can mail that in to get an absentee ballot. We haven't gotten them yet. I'm not sure when they're going to get those out, but I think it has to be around the 6th, I do believe, is what I heard. I'm not sure about the date, but that's the latest right now.
Okay. I knew they were working on absentee balloting. I didn't know how they were going to go about it.
Yeah, you don't have to have the one of the reasons that is always listed on there as in sickness or whatever to vote absentee. This year they're letting everyone have a chance to vote absentee.
Gotcha. Okay, Commissioner Cowie?
First of all, Joe, I'd like to thank you, Mr. President, for all the work that you've done behind the scenes and the meetings that you've had. Everything seems to be going very smoothly. My prayers are with the family that found out they are positive, and request very much so that the people would take advantage of staying at home, reconnect with family, and let's get through this.
Thank you. Commissioner Davis?
I would just like to echo the thoughts of what my colleagues here have said earlier today. And also, I appreciate the public. They do understand that we're doing the right thing by closing the courthouse. It's for the safety of them as well as our employees. And yeah, I know it's difficult for some folks not being able to get in to the courthouse and do their business, but at the same time, it is the responsibility of the commission to make sure that our employees stay safe, and that is a goal of ours, and we appreciate everyone's cooperation in doing so. Nothing else, Mr. President?
Okay, for myself, I'll echo the same sentiments. Just a different time and a different bug, and it hasn't been pleasant. I extremely am grateful to the commission office and the courthouse staff that I've been in contact to as I do this over the telephone. Commissioner Davis, Commissioner Paul, that is great that we're able to do this. It just shows how our relationship with each other is, and there's never any qualms. I like it, and hopefully this is all going to end soon, and hopefully it's going to end soon with good results, and maybe we could stay at just one. So I have nothing further. Our next regular meeting is scheduled for April 9th. As of right now, it's 2:30 p.m. and we'll continue to have it in the courthouse room. But as things change, the schedule could change. I could just encourage everybody to keep updated on the website and through the newspapers or the news. Our office sends out all the releases that we've taken up to the papers, and we depend on them to get this message out. And thank you to the newspapers and to the photographers that are helping us keep this information to the public. So with that said, if there's no further business to come, I'll move to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Thank you all.